Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, once again, it is yours truly, the big guy with the big show, the Lord Nelson, that is. Yes, indeed. For the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS network with 5 Royals Entertainment. And ladies and gentlemen, I have some special guests here. I really, really do. You see these young men. We've been talking a little bit. They are some wild dudes, but we're having a good time, and we're going to continue to have a good time. But as usual, you know, I like to read a little something about them that I wrote up just to big them up and let you know about their greatness. So today, I'm thrilled to sit down with the band that's rapidly carving out their own space in the alternative rock scene with a sound that fuses hard-hitting riffs, captivating melodies, and thought-provoking lyrics. This band delivers a musical experience that's both powerful and introspective. Yes, indeed. Our conversation will explore their journey as a band, the influences that shape their unique sound, and the message they hope to share through their music. And I'm pretty sure they definitely have one. So whether you're already familiar with their work or hearing about them for the first time, you truly will be entertained. So without further ado, I bring to you Modern Monsters. Yeah. What's going on, gentlemen?
He just showed up, John.
He just showed up.
He just whipped out his balls, dude.
Listen, the lead singer, you know, he's being a diva. I understand being that lead singer. You know, we do what we do. And listen, we know that it's all about us anyway. So
that's right.
We've been talking about you for 20 minutes here. So he knows everything about you, dude.
Get on the air a long time.
What's going on, bro? Yeah, y'all hop on in there, man.
Oh, man, get coffee.
There it is. Oh, man.
Yeah, what the fuck? This guy's
We used to have a bigger couch.
That's like the Jackson 5 right there. It's all family.
As long as we got our beer, man, you know, I wouldn't be happier with anyone else.
Left it way to get comfy over here.
And then you got Modelo, huh?
We're not very picky.
You get one for yourself. You don't hand it out.
These guys they're adults. They can grab their own.
I'm fucking way over here on the east side. Dude.
I thought you had to talk. Go hang on. We gotta have an argument for 10 minutes here. But by the way, real quick, I like the comment. I didn't plan on dressing the same, but nice shirt, dude.
Oh yeah. What kind of
yeah. We both wear our buddy shirts here.
I'll
be the breakfast pigs.
Shout those guys out. Love
those guys are sick. Are we playing with them soon?
We're playing with them on November 1st at Bottom of the Hill.
Yeah, about the hill, baby.
In SF.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you young men don't mind, could you please introduce yourselves, please?
Okay. Go that way.
Singer first. I'm Josh Weaver. I'm the singer, Modern Monsters.
I'm Brody Bass, bass. I'm the bassist.
Rich Wells, I play guitar. Wyatt Lennon, also guitar.
Keenan Toohey, I play drums.
Drums. Well, the first question I always like to ask is, where are you guys from?
Bay Area.
Sure, man.
For the Bay Area. Yeah. Marin County, Sonoma County, Contra Costa County.
No. Mountaintop, PA. That's where you're from.
Yeah.
Mountaintop PA.
They like to give me crap because I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I moved to the Bay Area 10 years, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. I don't remember.
What's the state above California?
Oregon. Good job.
No. What do you call it?
Oregon.
Yeah. Nice fucking guy.
They
So
schooled me in how to pronounce things.
You're from Pennsylvania. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, man. I live in South
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so I don't know if you like Philadelphia or whatever, but it's all up.
I'm actually not a football guy.
Just hockey.
I'm a hockey guy.
Yeah.
With that, I hate Philadelphia. Like if you love the city, I hate all the teams, dude. Like whoever's listening is a Philadelphia fan of any sport, like you're all horrible.
Fuck you.
Santa, throw snowballs at Santa. I've seen them like yelling at little kids. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You all fucking suck. Stop. Kill the fuck out, man.
You guys took him away. He's a transplant now. He's from the West Coast now. You gotta watch those Philly fans. They'll get upset with you, bro. So what's the best thing? What's the best thing about living in the Bay Area? What's the best thing about there?
Prices.
Inflation.
I'd say it's a nature. It's like the mountains and the forests and the beaches.
Yeah.
Being centrally located, they got a beach close by. You go to Tahoe. I think that's it.
There's a lot of real, being central in like kind of this area. We practice in Marin County.
Mhm.
There's a lot of really cool spots to play. You can go to SF, you can go to the East Bay, you can play some places in the North Bay.
Right.
There are good spots to, play some fucking music.
And even to get out, like Sacramento's not that far, San Jose's not that far. Like Tahoe's always a fun time. Like it's fun. And to add on, like the good part about the Bay is like I've never been anywhere where the weather is just so good all the time. Like the worst weather here. Like I come from Pennsylvania, man. Like I've been through like blizzards and tornadoes, man. Like I've been through floods. I've been a hurricane when I was on the coast. Like it like floods here. Like there's a minor flood and people panic here. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man.
On a positive note, I'd say like also there's a really great music scene over here in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
There's tons of different bands. Me and Rich are both wearing a shirt from a friend of ours band. It's just well connected. There's a community of musicians everywhere, and they'll kind of boost each other up. And we all go see each other's shows. We like collaborate. We book gigs together. I think there's a really tight music scene building up, and a lot of bands coming out. And
You can breathe comfortably too here.
like, the whole community's getting built out over here on the music side.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. There's a lot of really, really good bands. It's like, you can go to the Fillmore, you can go to the Fox, but like you could also go to like the Parkside or like just the smaller venues and see some incredible bands just like coming up too.
Yeah, you can see the fucking Dogs play at the smaller shit where there's like circle pits in a fucking room that's like hot as fuck and sweaty and just downright dirty. And that's the places that you want to go. And there's a shitload of those in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know, when
So it's like you can spend like like $200 on like some like major bands tickets. And you're like, oh man, I can't believe how crazy like these ticket prices are. I was like, dude, $5. I know a bar we can go to right now. We're gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be absolutely killer. Let's go.
An $8
Someone
deal,
say
shot in a beer for $8.
Some would say it's better than being in Seattle during the 90s.
Really?
Some would say.
So like we would say that.
But what's cool about it is the spots that you play, like SF to East Bay to North Bay, are far enough apart
Mm-hmm.
that we can play constantly and we're not oversaturating any fucking market.
Right.
So it's like we could play in SF one weekend and then we could play Santa Rosa the next weekend and then we could play Oakland or Crockett, which is nice. And even and
Rocket.
we're getting different
Rocket's
people that are coming to our shows and rocking out, and we're not like, it's hard when you only play one spot, because then it's like you play that month and you're like, well, if I play the next month, like freaking,
You gotta wait, so it's not a crossover.
Yeah.
So do you guys so far have you just been playing more regionally, or I mean California's gigantic. So
Yeah.
So
Well,
are you guys traveling up and down? Are you going to Oregon? You know what?
We go to Oregon.
Yeah.
But that's in California.
We mostly played regionally. We've been down to LA a couple times.
Play the whiskey.
Play the whiskey.
Right.
Yeah, Quiet Riot. Shout out those
Quiet Riot. And
dead guys.
Faster Pussycat.
Yeah, we play with those dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then now you know Ryan. That's how we got hooked up with this. Is he's starting to book us out more, and like we're picking up gigs still here. Obviously, like this is our home turf here.
Yeah,
and he's we're playing this Saturday in Marin here, and then we're playing
next Friday in San Francisco.
But he just booked us a couple gigs with on off up in where are we playing?
Eugene and then
Eugene and Richland.
Yeah.
The land of my people.
So let me ask this question right here. So you kind of talking about, like, I always say that if you're playing in like a smaller venue, like a shitty venue, as you were saying, right? But if that shitty venue is packed out, it's the fucking greatest thing in the world. It's like, man, it's amazing. So would you guys rather play in the bigger venues, or do you like the more intimate ones?
The bigger venues, we're a loud band, and the stage, like when the stage is big, it's nice. When the room is big, it's nice that we sound a lot better, because when we're in a tiny place, we're loud. But man, the tiny places are so fun.
They are.
Like the first show. Remember the first show we had back from after the lockdowns got lifted. And we played this one show at this. It was a bar, but it was double wide. It's glued together, And we're playing on the floor in front of this bar.
Oh,
and no stage.
Yeah.
A place called the Whiskey Tip, and the capacity there is like maybe 100 people. There's like with the tickets we sold, there was 150 people.
Wow.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
And
They fucking robbed a bank outside.
Oh, there was a standoff outside. There was glass flying through. I was bleeding down the side of my face because he smacked me in the head with his bass because there's no room in this tiny little area. That was awesome.
We were playing, and I remember like at some point, like
Fireworks going on.
there were fireworks going on. But the mosh started, like they weren't expecting this at all, by the way. Like they didn't know we were gonna come in, and like people like to get rowdy at our shows. They were like, oh, we got a band coming in, where everyone's gonna have a good time. People were just getting rowdy, dude. Just the mosh pit starts here, head banging around here. So I think there's a picture, I think, of Josh picking somebody up, like while he's like singing or something, and this starts going, and then I start hearing like a table flips over, someone knocked the table over, glass is like breaking from like things. I'm like, we are never coming back here. There's no way we're gonna come back here. And like I talked to like I don't know if it was the owner, like the lead, the guy who was like lead that night, and I'm like, hey dude, like I'm sorry that happened, dude. Like I wasn't trying to encourage that, but they were having a good time. Like I wasn't trying to stop that either. And I was like, I'm sorry about like any of the damages. And no apology then.
And he owes me $300 because somebody fucking charged all kinds of drinks to my tab that night, and I fucking had to pay it. So if you're watching, you fucking owe me like $300.
They ain't paying you nothing because they closed down.
Well, they closed.
They're done. It was literally it was a double wide. Like it was
It's smaller than this room.
About the same size.
Yeah, about the same. Yeah.
It was nuts.
Still a cool spot.
But the only thing we did another show there, but we did it outside because they had like a patio area.
On a sketchy stage, you fall through.
Oh, dude, it was like the stage was so like I thought it was gonna fall apart like while we were playing. Like
they got midget wrestling out there too.
And then we would like be playing. We were playing, and then like everyone started started jumping around like on the concrete, and like there's gravel around, and I was like, all right, this is turning into liability now, man. Like it was scary before. before, but this is getting bad.
It was funny too because when we played that outside spot, you had to bring your own gear, your own PA, and there was only power on one small spot of this huge stage. So we had to daisy chain a bunch of shit just to get power across the stage.
I'm surprised we didn't blow it up.
Yeah, we had everything going through one outlet.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, there was two? All right, there was two.
It was a double outlet.
All right, that's cool.
One circuit, but
Yeah, we were only running like, some hundreds of watts through like, a couple outlets then.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, "There's no fucking way we're gonna play this."
I for sure thought, I was like, it's going to be a fire. There's no way this is going to work out. It was a fun time.
What's so love is that I haven't even got to my true first question yet. and we're just rolling. But no. But it's love though. This is great, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm so very visual that I'm seeing everything that you're saying. I'm picturing everything. So that's why I laugh so hard about stuff. People are like, why are you laughing so hard? I was like, I can see what you're talking about. So it's a beautiful thing. So how has the sound of Modern Monsters evolved since the band first started? And what were some of your key influences that shaped your evolution?
These guys start that right here. It used to be soul, funk, alternative, and now it's true. Now it's true. Heavy rock.
Yeah, when Brody and I first started playing, well, I don't even know how you describe us. Like we were not heavy. We were not like super heavy. We were like kind of
it was just very reverby and like
experimental rock. Maybe is that something? Was that a way to say it? I don't. It was
kind of
fucking suck.
No.
That's
like the reverse progression of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yes.
But it's especially as like going back before we before when we were talking earlier. We were talking about like finding like the right members and like through a lot of the lineup changes like. We don't really have like a key like this band sticks out for us. Like we all have like
bunch of different
tons of bands and like tons of genres that stick out for us. But we do all come together a lot on like hard rock, metal, a lot of hip hop. We come together on punk rock.
Yeah. Fucking.
I'm a 70s. Like, we're all a big fan of 70s.
Like I'm a huge Metallica fan, but our drummer Keenan is a huge Miley Cyrus fan.
Dude, he brings that out on the drum sets. I'm sure you hear it.
Yeah.
I basically just listen to jazz, man. All I listen to is jazz, but like rock is it's the forefront. It's what I learned when I started playing music, and it's the only genre I would ever really find myself like evolving.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the fact that we listen to all this shit really creates an eclectic sound.
It really does, and you guys are not genre snobs. And one thing that while I was listening to your music, and I'm just like, man, when you say the 70s and maybe a little late 60s, I'm hearing some things like, is that like a Rolling Stone vibe kind of rock thing? Just you guys have something really special, and all the elements work so well together. It doesn't seem like this is out of place. None of that. So that just speaks to your musicianship. It speaks to the orchestration, your production. You guys are on point with it. You're in the pocket, drum wise, and the whole nine, man. You guys are doing your thing, man. And so as we'll talk about, the modern, talk about the first EP and then the album. And I'm gonna go down and ask you guys some of those. I want to go down the track list and I want to talk about. I want you guys to tell me about them because I really got into it. I wrote a little something about it. I'll say what I say, but I want to know your opinion about those songs and what they mean to you. But so when creating new music, how do you balance your individual influences? And I know you have many with the overall direction of the band's sound.
We fight and yell at each other and how long this person wins.
We do a lot of fun overthinking, and we kind of get to a place where it just makes sense. It's like sometimes we'll go in different directions, and then like 2 weeks later, we'll come up with just something, and it's like, fuck, that was where it should have gone. So we go in a lot of different places, but we usually end where we're like, this sounds like us. But that us isn't something that's going to be the same for each song. It's just
different every.
It's always different, but it's got that feel.
Shout out to the collective ADHD.
No.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's a huge help. And
Oh, you know what?
crutch.
I like to call it like sheet metal because we're not like super heavy metal, but we're a little bit heavier than hard rock. So I call it sheet metal. You kind of bend it a little bit.
It's flexible. It's flexible, man.
we do like as we're writing too. It's like
shit metal.
we
Yeah, not to be confused.
we try to give each other like space, and like a big thing about us is like while we're writing a song, there's not like a person always writing the song, and like it's not one of our directions. Usually like we'll start with a guitar or bass riff, and whoever like picks up on that and goes, dude, that sounds sick.
Right.
Like, okay, you think that sounds cool, then what else can we do here? And it's like, actually, I have this other idea. We'll experiment with it, and we'll pull an idea in, and we're like, all right, you think that sounds cool? And someone will go, no, that sucks. We go, hey, well, let's get rid of that then. And then like pull in some ideas, and like
Or even just like sometimes we'll sleep on it, come back another day and play it a different way, and like that sounds way better.
Yeah.
And then just come back and then kind of reform. I mean, we've had a couple songs.
I mean, one song that we're working on right now that we're going to be recording, we worked on that probably 8 months ago to a year ago, and it got kind of recorded like a demo track, and then just all that time went by. We released the second EP, and then we came back to it and we're like, oh shit, that is like really heavy. That's cool. That's
Right.
And then we started developing it, and it's like maybe at that time back then it didn't make sense as much. But now that we've built up shit, it's like,
Well, you know, this room is like a big time check your ego, check your feelings at the door.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, me and him have gone through it a lot of times. He'll play some riff and I go, that fucking sucks. He goes, all right, you know, whatever. And then I'll play some drum part. I'm like, isn't that cool? And he goes, no, there's nothing fucking cool about that. So it's a big time like, all right, well, if it fucking sucks, then it sucks. So figure it out. We can make it, you know, even if you have to strip it all back and play fucking A, B bullshit, you know, just like 4 on the floor, shit like that. You build off of that. And I think that's what we're pretty good at. Minus the yelling. I mean, we yell at each other sometimes.
It's just the constant screaming over each other. Where we did have a little while we were kind of organized. It was like whoever had the drumstick. Like if you hand around the stick. I got the stick. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
You kind of forgot about that. We should probably go back to that.
it was like the magical conch.
Yeah.
Well, you guys being the creatives that you are, and I like the fact that you said you give each other space, you know, because you do what you do, and allowing that to happen, that creates greatness. It really does. Now the question I have right here is that, do you guys always come together to create there at the space, or do you do it away from each other? Do you send something over, you know, computer wise, you know, or do you guys always get together and create together?
A lot of the times it's like a riff that will come out. Someone will say, I have an idea. Some of the times,
I don't think it's ever
Well,
computerized.
when I practice at home, sometimes I'll come up with a thing and then I'll record it on my phone and then I'll bring it back here. Or, you know, that's how I kind of brought stuff in.
Yeah, but it usually, I think his question was like, does it happen in here, or we don't ever like record something and then have someone else record with it. Like it's always like happening live.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where he like feeds off it the most. Like unless we're like playing it live.
Yes.
It kind of like that's kind of where like our magic really happens. Like it's not like, hey dude, I just recorded this drum part here. Oh, I'm gonna go record a guitar part over that. Oh, I'm gonna record these vocals.
Yes.
It's we get an idea and we play it over and over and over.
That
and
old
like,
school there, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So, someone gets a guitar riff, or he has a drum part, or whatever. And hey, can you play that again? I'm trying to come up with a bass part, or I'm trying to come up with a lead line. I'm trying to come up with vocals. Yeah, cool. We'll just sit there and play it over and over and over and over again until we get something going.
I got you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So,
although I will say, when we do track it out, sometimes when we're tracking and we're going through like the final process, then we will be like, oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something, and we might like kind of change something up a little bit there, but we kind of like kind of spice it up. We don't do like it's not like a huge like yeah, we're gonna change the whole thing now. It's just like, oh wait, I have a different guitar part idea than that thing that I've had earlier. But most like 90% of it happens right here.
Well, I understand that because like as the vocalist, young man, it used to bother me when my bandmates and some other bands that I've been in, they go and they change the music or how it is, because me being the writer that I am and being the vocalist, it changes the vibe of it to me. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, it can change the vibe and really fuck shit up. It is just like, well, I wouldn't do it that way. You just made that sound, it's different now. So, you know, so you guys being together, I think that's a cool thing. Feeding off each other, that energy right there is a great thing. And then that energy goes right on the stage, as you can see, man. You guys get out there, you do your thing, man. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It really is. So many of your songs touch on social and personal issues. So how do you decide which themes to explore, and do current events shape your songwriting?
I think it comes from passion, just like how we're feeling at that moment. You know,
right.
Like say we're pretty sensitive to what's going on in the world today, and I think when events are happening, we get frustrated with the way things are, and it just comes out in the music. I think it just kind of comes naturally. We don't ever preemptively choose a topic or a subject. It just kind of comes out in the songwriting as it's being written.
Gotcha. Well, as much as you guys like to perform, and we see that you guys are great performers, do you enjoy creating the music more or performing more?
Ooh, that's tough.
Good question.
It's pretty.
I would say there's never a time performing when we don't love it, but there are some frustrating times in the creation.
Okay.
I was gonna say, fucking creating it sucks.
Man, we were just talking about, you know, playing down in Santa Cruz earlier.
No, that was fun.
That's still fun. I had a blast.
When we're on creating, we're fucking on. But when some of us are, you know, whatever bullshit's going on, and it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
like, let's just fucking just
I think it's
call it,
down.
You know.
I think it's
that's true. I mean, there's just some days like someone comes in and just not having a good day.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, you know, we actually did it not that long ago. Like I came in like just a shit mood. And we wrote some stuff, we performed some stuff, we did some stuff. And
I symbol at you.
Yeah, it's true. But these guys are super cool. Like we've all done this with each other. We're just like, dude, I am just not feeling it right now, man. Like the creative is just not it. And like, I think Keenan was the first one to be like, hey, dude, we've all had our moments here, dude. Why don't we just sit down for the night and why don't we just chill? We're gonna like just hang out. We'll talk. We'll listen to some music. We'll come back later. Wow. And then we came back the next day and finished the song, or like the next practice, and we had the song there. It was just, you know, that moment of, you know, if someone here has like just that moment. It's another thing that we have in what Josh has in his lyrics too, is, you know, just talk about your mental being. And, you know, we all take that like super seriously. Like, you know, mental health is a really important thing, especially with, you know, the amount of ADHD in the room and emotions and thoughts flying, you know, 100 miles an hour all the time. You know, if someone's having a tough time and just not feeling it, then the whole group is there right there. Everyone's there for it. We're like, hey, we're all here for it. What do we have to do to get through this now? Because you know, it's not one person running the show. If someone's hurt, then we're all hurt. So we got to figure that out.
We know when to step away from it for a bit and come back.
When stuff's off in here, you can cut the air in here with a knife. You can tell when there's.
It fucking sucks.
So with all that strife, with like the creative process, which is very important, it's, for me, I would say it's equal to the live and to the recording.
Yeah.
And because there's nothing better than when you're trying to figure something out, whether it be your own part or the flow of the song, and then you get that shit.
Right.
You're just like, oh my God, that's it. That is, we've been doing this stuff. It's like I said, when you try to find that sound, all of our songs are not the same.
Right.
You get that moment, you're like, fuck. And that's why it, for me at least, it matches the performance, because I mean I love performing. I've turned to a different person.
Yeah, getting to share your art with people on stage like that, I'm a very self-critical person, and I get lost in the moment and don't think about it too much. But the fact that I get to like be up there and do this stuff with my best friends, like that's one of the coolest things ever.
I love it. It's priceless. I love that. I love it. I love you said that. It's because it is a priceless time. You guys are family. You can tell how close knit you guys are, and that's a beautiful thing. It makes everything easier when you go through the bullshit, but you still respect each other, and respect is big. If you respect each other, you can get through any of the bullshit. So that's the true thing. So your music has a strong visual component also. So how do you approach the visual storytelling aspect of your brand and from album art to music videos?
Other people. Someone good.
Yeah, we have like a friend of ours that does the art for our albums.
Yes.
And he did the first 2 ones. He's a good buddy of ours. I've known him for like 10 years or something like that.
Shout out Berksy.
Josh Burks. He does all of our stuff. He's great. And then he kind of understands us too, kind of formulates the album cover to match. We'll give him the songs before it's released, and he'll kind of listen to it for a while.
Right.
And he's amazing.
Yeah. It's almost like a collage that like encapsulates
all the songs
together, which is pretty cool because you could look at that and not realize that, and it looks really cool. Or you could realize that every aspect of that image is in every one of the songs on the album.
That's why the 3-song EP is a little more clean, and the 5-song EP album art's a little more chaotic.
Yeah.
And
get ready for the album.
Yeah, if he does have like a 10, 12-song album, it's gonna be chaos. There it is, right there.
Yes, indeed. So what sets Modern Monsters apart when it comes to live performances, and how do you maintain such high energy and connect with your audience during shows?
Because we're in your face
Red Bull.
for an hour and a half, for as long as we can play. We're in your face.
I think we don't care too.
We don't give a shit. Exactly.
We're almost like in the studio, but in a public setting.
Dude, we're probably the most excited people to be there.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like everyone
than anybody else.
in the whole room, we
That's
are
awesome.
most fired up to be doing it right now. Like it is so much fun, and I just at one point you just don't care when you're on the stage. You're just having a blast. If you want to have fun with me, come join in. If you don't, you should still come join in because you're going to have fun anyway.
Dude, I'll tell you what I do every time before we play. My dad always comes to the shows, and he's like a big football guy, and he like bangs on my chest and says, "Let's fucking go!" before every time before we play, like hard.
Yes.
And I always go, "Let's fucking go!" And
then we do a little huddle.
Yeah, we do a little huddle. I always treat it like a Super Bowl. Like every show we play, it doesn't matter if there's 15 people.
That's right.
Or fucking 500 people. It's the Super Bowl. So we have to.
And we'll give ourselves a little walk-up music to like.
Yeah, we do a walk-up.
So like when we're doing our little huddle, shit can build. But what's cool on the stage, I think, is it's one cohesive thing, but each one of us individually adds a different aspect to the live show.
And it's fun, and you can make mistakes. That's what music is.
Yeah.
Fuck it. If you play one wrong note, or if I fuck up a drum part, it doesn't matter. It's fun. And then they're not going to know. It's
not
fun.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So Prince said something that I thought was very important. He said, "I've never done the same show twice. Never."
Yeah.
He said, when I get up there, we just do. So when you're speaking to that, he's just like, we just go out there and do what we do. And we handle business. And I like to say that it's not that you're in the moment. You guys are the moment. And the crowd comes into your moment. You're having your moment on stage. You guys are what's happening. And so you invite them to join into your moment. You're not in the moment. You are the moment. That's just what I like to say. That's how I feel.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I like that.
Join or die.
That moment is so crazy too. Like, because for me personally, I don't know if it's like the artistic side of my brain taking over, but I get up there and start playing, and then bam, next thing I know, we're done. Like it all of a sudden happens so fast.
That's right.
And I don't know if it's just like the creative side of my brain taking over, and everything else just goes out the window. But everything happens, so it feels like it's a sec. It feels like a second.
Yeah.
You can play for an hour.
you're enjoying it because that high of being on stage is nothing like it's not like anything else. I just think it's the most amazing thing when you get up there. It's just like wow, and then just you're blessed to be up there. Not everybody can get up there and do what you guys do. A lot of people want to do it, but they can get up there and as you say, they can suck. But you guys are up there doing it and doing it well. There's a difference, man, and that people enjoy what you're doing, man. That's it's love. So every band faces creative roadblocks. How do you overcome these moments? And when inspiration runs dry, I don't know if it ever does. And what keeps you motivated?
I'm gonna go back to fighting and screaming at each other. That's just gonna be my go-to.
Or like
all of this.
We tend to always have I'm knock on wood. We come up with riffs and it's the fact that we kind of build it together that it's hard to find a time when I could say none of us had any fucking idea about at least a riff. I mean, you can always start with something and not use it. And there's a lot of shit we'll come up with and not use. But we always have a riff. We're always playing. We're always thinking about music. Yeah. So even if it's just in your head and you're like, I had this idea for a song. I had this, this thought. Or I was practicing at my house for the last 2 days, and I came up with these cool ideas. Maybe they're not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
cool to you.
The only time I'll get writer's block sometimes. And the only thing I need to do is just get out, away from the world, away from the normality of everything, and get in nature, and that kind of resets me.
That's why when you say that, me being a writer, I don't think I've ever had writer's block. Never, because something's always playing in my head. My wife is just like, you are a lunatic. She was having an MRI, and while she was having that MRI, she said, I bet he's out there writing something or singing something in his head. And she was, because it was like, dum, 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 and I'm like, yes, I was. I mean, it's just like I can't help it. So music is always playing. I love music, in the craziest of ways, man. Listen, I'm enjoying you guys. You guys are some special dudes, man, no doubt about it. So are there any unexpected artists, because you guys like a lot of people, but any unexpected artists or genres that influence your sound that fans might be surprised to learn about?
Senior Love drum inspiration from Oasis.
Yeah. Don't listen to fucking word he says. Liam Gallagher is God.
For me, I think some of the weirder vocalists I like that kind of inspire me that are not anywhere near our genre are probably like Agnes Obel and Ivo Dimchev. And they're not really like a popular group. They're just really weird, totally opposite of our genre. More singer-songwriter. Like, I don't listen to them all the time, but they definitely give me like inspiration and something that kind of like.
You know what? I don't know if this pertains to the question, but every time I listen to like Aretha Franklin or like Ray Charles, it makes me want to fucking play. Yeah. Like not play what they play, but like play our shit. Yeah. It's just fucking. It's great.
For me,
like Dan Aykroyd in the Blues Brothers, I could jam all day.
For me, being a bass player, bass is my favorite thing in the whole world. And I don't just play rock and roll. I'll go home and I'll play some Mamas and the Papas. I'll play some funk. I'll play some. And it's not like I'm necessarily doing that. I'm like, oh, we could write a song like this. But it adds that little bit of aspect that I feel like add a rhythm, something more rhythmic, something a little groovier sometimes.
Yeah.
I get down with a lot of like synthy, like big open guitar, delay, reverb. I'm a big Angels and Airwaves guy. I like that stuff kind of too, Shout
out Tom Long.
Shout out Tom Long. Yeah, no, I and then just a lot of like old country, like old like super stuff.
Yeah.
Some twang, but then
love it.
A lot of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Real big fish.
And listen, Hootie and the Blowfish, right here from South Carolina. I'm from Charleston, where Hootie went to school and everything. And so, quick little story. There was a place called Sounds Familiar back when they used to sell vinyl and CDs and stuff and tapes. He worked in there. And we used to go in there and like, hey man, let me get this or let me listen to this or whatever like that. So knew him from way back when. It is just crazy. And then we saw him because he went to University of South Carolina and all of that. So just seeing them just get to that level was just cool. And it's just he was just this regular guy, in a music store. And so, it just loves it when you say that. so it's cool. We all have stories, bro.
No shade at Hootie at all.
No. Cool.
Seal,
It's like
man.
We play Seal in the studio.
Yeah, we do every time.
Hey, listen, you can say I've got chills because I love the Kiss from a Run. Listen, I love that song.
Good song, man.
We'll harmonize that.
Come on, man.
The ADHD will take over. We'll just start harmonizing out of nowhere for no reason. Man,
that's gotta be beautiful. So well, it goes right into this question. So as a group, how do you maintain strong chemistry, both in the studio and on tour? And what's the secret to keeping that connection tight?
Yelling and fighting and screaming at each other.
It's just default.
He came running in here and showed us his balls, man.
You want to see him?
I'm good, yo.
You're tired.
No,
Look, brother.
dude, we're best of friends, man. It just all works out.
It's kind of a funny thing because a lot of people want man, it'd be so cool being in a band and then you work with these people and you actually hang out. You actually hang out with them and maybe you'd be friends. That never happens because. Right. But it's when it does, we're pretty tight. We hang out with each other outside of the band a lot.
Right. Yeah. We don't just come to practice, leave. Don't talk to each other to come to practice. We talk to each other.
Well, it's a big time. Like I said, it's like a check your shit at the door.
Yes.
Come in, work, and then later, hey, you want to go for a beer? You want to go see the show or something like that on the week? We have a group chat and stuff. We're always sending each other, funny,
awful things,
awful, god-awful things.
Terrible memes.
Terrible memes.
I know what you're talking about.
Sometimes
Josh, our singer, only sends basis videos. That's all he sends.
That's right.
He's no
should we pull up the group chat, Joe?
No,
we put it up, man.
Go tear up. We tear up our local sushi spot. They know us by name.
Awesome.
We're trying to get a roll named after us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just can't do it because we always get the sake. So when we have to practice out there, it's fucking garbage.
I cannot stop. Any practice after a bunch of sushi and sake is
not a practice.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
And then Josh does
Noel.
No, it's just it's a check it out, Yushangs and
it's very organic and natural, cohesion. We'll just kind of, it's hard to explain. It's kind of we're like 5 twin sisters. We just get along with it.
But I can see it, and I can hear the passion, the love, the respect that you guys have for each other, man. And I'm telling you, that's a priceless and beautiful thing. It really is, and it once again, it shows on stage and in your music, because your music is really great, man. It really is. So, how important is your relationship with fans, and are there any memorable fan interactions that have stood out and impacted the band?
Nah, fuck them.
We used to during COVID. Right after COVID, we used to have little gigs here at the studio. We invite our friends and who are fans to come over, and we'd have little parties and just hang out and have a great time. I think we have great fan interactions. We try to kind of separate the stage from the audience and get close.
I don't know about that. We definitely invited the audience on stage before.
You got to do that. You got to do that. Yeah.
Finally at the place, where it's really cool, where people are coming in and they're like, we've seen you 4 or 5 times. And it's there's a connection there that's made. But then you see the people you see at lots and lots of shows, and it's
I like talking to him too. And I had someone ask me to sign a guitar pick with a ballpoint pen one time. That was just I was like, this ain't gonna work. This is not working.
He drew 2 lines.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, but no, I enjoy talking to them, and especially ones that are like, yeah, we just saw you, the last show, and I'm like, because I have the most awful memory ever, and I'll forget, but not on purpose, but I'll be talking to them, and then but yeah, it's fine. I enjoy interacting with them,
Yeah, absolutely. We had a show in SF, and these two dudes came in. They're like, dude, we saw you in Sacramento. And like, we actually saw you. We were playing with another band that we had played in Sacramento. So it was like, when I saw that you two were playing, we had to make the drive. And
that's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's like an hour and a half drive. We're flattered.
And I think that, like, especially with the audience, like, the audience is almost like, to me at least, is like another member. Because, like, if there's no audience, then there's no show, there's no band.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's like one or two people watching, it's like, then you're just practicing. It's not a show.
And we also feed off of that too.
We do. You know what I love is when we were playing down last time we were down at the Whiskey a Go Go with fucking Quiet Riot. Arts Josh, he just loves to wind people up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're from the Bay Area. The San Francisco Giants are the baseball team around here.
Yeah.
And we're playing, and what did you say, Josh? You said on stage, can I get like a fuck LA chant or
we got some we had some crowd participation, and the song ended and I said, I really like that crowd participation. You guys want to do one more? And then the crowd went, yeah. And I said, all right, repeat after me. Let's go Giants.
Yeah.
Rich would do the same thing, man. He was great at, getting the crowd motivated and geeked up and saying some crazy things. And so I get it, man. But it's just all a part of it, man. It's just great energy. It's great fun when you can get them and they feel a part of, once again, your moment. When they want to come inside and enjoy with what you're doing and creating, man, there's nothing better than that, yo.
This lady asked me for a drumstick.
I like to troll, bully the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, that's.
And then afterwards, like if I see people interacting or doing something, I'll jump off stage and we'll go have drinks with the crowd after. And
right.
I'll walk up to people and say, "I saw what you did there. I saw you doing that. I saw you rocking out." And because we're staring at them the whole time.
Acknowledging them is important. And I would always see certain people, and I still have like relationships with a lot of the people that were there. I keep up with them. We have conversations. We still talk online and the whole nine. I'm just that guy. And, sometimes it's just like, oh, this is too many people, but it's fun that they still recognize and respect what you're doing and have love for you. And once again, their support is paramount. It means a lot. We know we love this music, but having them love the music and support and buy tickets and buy the music is a great thing.
Absolutely.
We were in LA last time. This lady was like, we just got done playing, we're like saying goodbye or whatever, getting off the stage. And she's in the front row and she's like, hey, can I have a drumstick? And I was like, what? And she was like, can I have a drumstick, please? It's my birthday. And I said, oh, it's your birthday? She goes, yeah. Can I get a couple drumsticks? And I said, yeah, $5. And she went, what the fuck? Here you go.
Bucks.
So we got to get all our shit off so the next band can come and play. I'll see you later, and we'll sign them and do a shot or whatever.
No, that's awesome. So when I was with a band called Lies, Lord Nelson featuring Lies, and we were in Paris, and so we were opening up for Skindred, and so Benji, which I think Benji is like one of the greatest frontmen of all time. He is amazing. So what's funny is that he went up there and he was just like, does anybody want a t-shirt? And everybody was like, yeah, I want a t-shirt. He's like, fuck you. He said, fuck you. You got to pay for that shit. And they, the crowd, they laughed at it. I was just like, that was fucking amazing. He's like, no, they got to pay for this shit. This is how we live. This is how we do what we do.
Go buy one, motherfucker.
It came across as genuine.
Right.
It's a genuine spirit. The guy is fucking with you, but like at the same time, it's like,
yeah. How many people went and bought a T-shirt after he said that too? They're like,
man.
right, I should go buy a T-shirt.
Sold out their merch after that.
They love the show, man. And just like with Volbeat, I'm just talking about. But when we toured with Volbeat also, they had a whole bus just of merch.
Oh, smokes.
Bus just of merch. And we sat there and we looked at those.
A lot bigger than our box.
We watched them sell so much merch. We were selling our merch, Stuck Mojo. but it was like, God damn, you know, it was just crazy. But you know, they're big. Anyway, I went on a tangent. So, looking ahead, what goals or milestones do you have for Modern Monsters, and where do you see the band heading creatively and professionally in the next few years?
More music, more songs, more albums, and also traveling abroad. We want to go international. I think we want to like.
You guys will do great. You guys will do great overseas.
That's our goal. I mean, just to get on the road and because it's tough. You know, we work normal jobs and recording. We're cavemen. We're no good with computers. I mean,
right.
Recording a 5-piece.
Are pretty good.
Well, I have one. You have a computer, but we obviously know you don't know how to use it because of earlier. I don't know either, so I can't talk to these shit. But getting the recording studio, we just found another guy who's a little cheaper, but it's expensive recording a 5-piece the old school way, you know. And then so our goal is, you know, we want to put some more music out there, so we have more stuff to share with people, more of a to cover a broader audience, because like all our songs, they sound a little bit different. We like to go all over the place, you know, but also getting on the road and also, like you said, going international, going overseas. I've never been to Europe before or anything like that, and I'd really love to go, and playing music out there while doing it would be a dream come true, you know.
We're getting a really good response at some of the spots we're playing in the Bay Area, and it'd be awesome to hit some of those spots where, like, you know, hard rock, or there's a certain pockets in the country where it's like they'll hear that shit and it's gonna pop off. You're gonna play a small little town that has 85 people in it, but they all like hard rock.
Right.
Like it's just spreading.
Yeah, you guys are definitely dope. And listen, I believe Europe's gonna love you when you guys get there. Right?
Oh, hell yeah, I hope so, man.
Relentless, make it happen for these dudes, man. Because listen,
well, dude, you know, also too, like, you know, it's funny you just asked that question because we literally just started talking about, like, you know, talking about goals and expanding and stuff, and like thinking about our songwriting. Is like we're at a point right now where, like, we have some songs recorded now. We want to go record a few more.
Take my spot.
And we kind of want to get.
Look at these fucking guys. I started a trend.
I know. Started
What's the small ladders right there?
We decided to try to. We want to, like, just write better.
Okay.
Like, how do we write a better song now? Like, we feel like we have a very good foundation,
right?
But we don't want to just. You know, guys, I'm trying to have a serious conversation. It's like children over here, man. I swear.
Good, man.
Because I'm in the middle of everybody.
Yeah, that's just right where he likes to be. Look at that.
I can finally move and breathe now. What was I saying? Something about, like, involving and spreading our music, something like that. You heard everything you need to hear there.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love.
Peace and love always. So what I want to do is, you know, I mean, we can wait till the rest of the guys get back, but I just want to run down the track list of both of these, the EP and the album. And I just want you guys to kind of tell me about these songs. I know how I felt. I just wrote a little something about them, how I feel about them, and I want your opinion about how you feel about them, if you don't mind. You don't mind.
Tyson 1, 2. We'll do 1, and then you give 2. We'll say what we think, and then you say what you think. Huh?
Okay, we can do that like that.
I like that.
So let's talk about is the first one called Modern Monsters? You just called it after you guys. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Untitled. Yeah.
Untitled. We weren't that creative yet.
Got you. So the first one is how do you say it? Furrow. So you go ahead and tell me. No. Let me start it off. I'll start it off and then we go. So I love the laughing at the beginning of it. Intro is really, really funky to me. And then it goes into a darker feel when the lyrics come in there, and it's just a great ride. So tell me about this song.
This one's an intro. One thing I'll say about this song is it's a very interesting song because it was written differently than any other song we've ever done. I had already had a poem written out, and then for a school project in college, I took like a desktop musician course where I had to write and record an entire song on Pro Tools. And so I had the entire poem already written out. It was a poem I wrote about Mother Nature and our relationship to Mother Nature, and like how we, and more specifically trees, and how we live in trees. We kind of, trees give us life. They give us oxygen. We live inside of them in homes. Homes are built by trees. We celebrate on Christmas with a tree inside of a home. They're just all around. We kind of disrespect them in certain ways, but they also are the reason why we have oxygen and breathe. And so I was supposed to be studying, and I was sitting at a cafe, and I just looked outside and I saw this tree dying in front of me. All the leaves were like at the base of the tree trunk, and I just started, instead of studying, I started writing a poem, and I just wrote it all out. And then for my class project, wrote a melody to that poem. And then, fast forward, I meet these guys, and we're talking about writing new songs. And was it the first one we wrote together?
Yeah,
it was the first one we wrote together. Yeah. And I think Rich had a riff, right?
I had like the intro riff.
Rich had the intro riff, and then
I think me and you wrote that most of that one. I think that was before Wyatt.
The melody that I already kind of came up with, they had a riff, and the melody that I had come up with way before I met them just married each other, and it just worked. But yeah, the song is really much about like it's our first really heavy song we wrote, and it's really funny because we'll get up there and it's about recycling Mother Nature, and we kind of like we'll go to a metalhead show in some seedy venue and like this song's about recycling, or
this song's about trees,
this song's about respecting Mother Nature. And, like these metalheads just looking at us like, what the fuck?
Well, that song kind of really set the tone for what is coming now.
Yeah,
that set the tone for like the hard riffs, the harder drums. That kind of really, when like this is our final lineup, but on that lineup change when we did that was like, fuck, now we got something. Now we got to set the tone and fucking play hard and fast and heavy and loud. And if you don't like it, then leave.
If you litter, get the fuck out.
You fucking litter. Don't listen
around here.
No litters.
Okay, good definition of a sound because it moves a lot. The song moves a lot. I feel.
Yeah,
it's a great song. So now we move into Lament. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell me, and then I'll tell you. Just like you said, back to
I honestly don't remember writing the riffs of that song. Honestly don't remember where that came from.
It went through a couple variations.
I know it went through a lot of work, but like I don't at this point, this is one of those songs to me that has just gotten lost. Like I don't know who wrote what part and who came up with
what. Out when you have to play the solo or what?
It's a fucking. Well, I remember writing that solo in the studio because we added more in the studio. We decided to add extra, and I was like, I don't have anything written for it. And like, actually, I do remember that part of it. The solo in that that bridge section. The second half of it was mostly improv.
Okay.
So that second half of the solo is never the same. Whenever I play it, it's just always different.
Really?
It's close to like every
Sounds
time.
Good on records. That's all that matters.
But if you see it live though, like I never play that solo the same way ever because we were changing it up in studio, and we added a little bit extra. I was like, I didn't write anything to this. I guess I'm gonna write it now, and I just went with whatever felt right. And that's kind of how I keep playing it now, is I just keep going every time I'm on stage, like however I'm feeling in the moment, that's what I play. You probably don't notice because every time I'm feeling it, I'm just playing super fast. When you play that fast, like all the notes just sound the same anyway to most people. It's just like, wow, he's playing really fast. You can't pick up like the differences of it. But
once again, I feel like it grooves really hard. It's got like a different kind of. It's not like a straight ahead rock song. It's got a lot of these elements that almost have like hip hop feel. They got elements that are very kind of like primacy, but then it's also got like really heavy like halftime. It moves around a lot.
It does. So my take on it is it's on go from the start, and it's like hitting the gas with a full tank. You go to drive. You might slow down a little bit, but you're not gonna stop. And once again, great breakdown into that solo. I was just like, oh shit, it's fucking amazing. So when you say that, so when you were saying that, I was just like, hell yeah, you did your damn thing, man. You did your thing, no doubt.
But just riffing it, man. It was literally just me, like, whatever. Let's go.
No. It was awesome. Okay, so now we move into Stay Free. Who's yelling Stay Free on there? Who is that?
It's the first time we got. That was the first time we got Wyatt on backup vocals.
Oh, Wyatt, did you sing them?
Oh yeah, he did the fucking.
Hey.
My bad.
No. Listen, awesome. So I love the energy. great vocals, and it's a good time from start to end. You know, so I just see the fans dancing and just enjoying themselves when you guys are playing the song. So it's an amazing song. So
That's usually a favorite of people. I mean, that one too. We wrote that one.
That's punk rock song.
We wrote that on Brody's birthday. We all went and hung out and like we were celebrating his birthday.
November 15th.
November 15th, and then we went out, like we had some beers, had some dinner, like having a good time. We're like, what do you want to do? He's like, I got a song idea. So we came back here, and I don't know if we wrote the entire song, but like we wrote like a giant chunk of that song, just like celebrating his birthday.
awesome.
Like our punk rock ballad.
Yeah. It's the one where we really want the crowd to move. Like, I mean, we don't just like call songs at sets. We have set lists.
Yes.
But when the crowd is going, and that song's coming up, it's like, okay, we know that, like, we know we got the energy for it.
right indeed. No, great. Listen, 3 great songs, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man, no doubt. Okay, so now let's roll into the album Malice. All right, so 5 tracks.
Let's see.
Starting off with March 3rd, which that's a special one because it's my oldest daughter's birthday. So, you know, it's got to be a great song. So March 3rd, 91, great intro. Reminds me of Rage Against the Machine in a way. And then the dope melodic part comes in, you know, singing. And then, listen, I just love it. It is, you know, awesome instrumentation once again. Another great solo again. And I just love the groove of it, man. You guys are in the pocket, man. It's just a great fucking song, man. So tell me about this.
Josh, why don't you go about what's more?
Yeah, so that one, I mean, I think the inspiration came from, it was kind of during COVID and everything that was going on with the BLM kind of coming out and having an uprising. And, you know, again, we were kind of in our feels about what was going on in the world. And
right.
Just had an emotional response to what was happening. And, you know, people arguing all over social media and like riots happening. And one of the things that kind of touched me was people in America were always for wars until Vietnam happened, and then they had a negative response to war because that was the very first time war was televised.
Right.
Similarly, people had no idea what kind of police brutality was happening until it was televised. And March 1991 was the very first like police brutality that was televised. And so that was the date. And we were trying to come up with a name. Our producer wanted to change the name, and I just thought, no, I want people to think when they hear this song, and I want people to know, like, why the hell are these guys writing a date on their song title?
Right.
And then if anybody Googles that date, they're going to see Rodney King.
Exactly.
The first thing they're going to see. And so the song is not necessarily about Rodney King, but it's about a man going out of his house and being in danger, just being a free American, leaving his house, but being in a dangerous environment in the land of the free.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen. Means something, man. It's just, once again, great song, great job, gentlemen. So Prism.
Oh yeah,
Prism. Yeah, Prism. So it's a concept, kind of a metaphor for, you know, like in a prism. As you turn a prism, and you shine light through a prism. It reflects different patterns, different colors, and it's really basically it's just about looking at yourself internally and saying, like, if you're stuck in who you are and you're feeling down and out, you just turn your perception slightly, and you're going to shine a new rainbow essence to a different direction.
I hear, baby.
No, I love it. So you know, I love the build up, you know, to the energy of the vocals, and you know, it's a roller coaster ride, you know, of the vocals, you know, and it's just, once again, outstanding musicianship, orchestration. You guys are on point with that, man. You guys are always in the pocket, handling your business. Everything is harmonious. Nothing seems crazy. It's just all beautiful. It's just all, you know, just a great ride, man. So
until the next, it's crazy.
So Road to Nowhere.
Road.
Yeah. So that
oh, dude.
It just feels good, like some great throwback rock and roll to me. That's how it feels to me. And so guitar love, lead, bass, and drums are all in unison, harmonious once again. And then that dope ass breakdown with the bass and those added sonics, whatever sounds that you guys got in there. And then boom, another great solo. You know, I'm just like, yo, man, you guys, you fucked me up with this one. I was just like, I love it. And then, you know, I just love the tension and release of the song. Badass song, man. I love it. I love it.
Awesome. Dude, that one came together super fucking easy.
That was quick.
I remember that one
It's a
just
YJ
being,
special.
yeah, dude. Like that was. I think was that the first one you wrote a solo to?
No,
Am I crushing you, honey?
no, you're
Am I
good.
hurting you? You let me know.
No,
I'm crushed.
no. So before this lineup, we kind of had this song idea with a different lineup, and when Josh came around, it was kind of on the back burner.
Uh-huh.
And then I started playing the riff again, but a little more rocking. And we said, let's do something with this.
We could breathe a little bit more.
And we figured we figured something out. And me and Rich like to go back and forth with solo, and so like we on different songs. If you can hear like a little bit of a difference on the way it's being played, it's usually because either it's me or it's him. We don't like to lead because we both like rhythm, we both like lead. So and we have different ways of going about it.
Yeah, they both did lead on that song.
Yeah, so the first lead's him, and the second lead's me, and like, but I love that 70s kind of groove and all that kind of stuff, and so I don't know, and then Josh had some lyrics about a lovely lady, so we kind of just put it all together and made it all kind of flash, with that rocking chorus and
great song.
It's always a fun song to play. And like if you're not like a big like heavy rock kind of person, it's always the ones like that people gravitate when they listen to us, they'll gravitate towards that one.
That's the most streams of any song we have.
Yeah. It's always a fun song to break out because we always do like a little bit. I do like a little bit of the wah with the picture, like the string scratch in the beginning, kind of like a porno, get a little porno.
Yeah, 70s porn is how we
a little bit on the hi-hat.
Would you like to come over? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Do you got some time? Like, do you want to go now? Want to come over and just chat?
That works for me, yeah.
We can make us some coffee, or we could have
Sure.
something to drink, a
Yeah,
cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's cool.
Yeah, you know where I live, don't you? You
Oh, yeah,
remember
yeah,
that?
of course.
I
of
know,
course.
yeah, you practically lived there growing up.
Yeah, I was
right.
there a lot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pay my bill and
Okay.
then I'll head on over, and
Yeah.
this will be so much fun. We
For
can catch
sure.
up and
Yeah.
talk about things.
Great, yeah. We have a drink. I'm over 21 now. So.
Oh my gosh, we could forget about the latte. We can have a cocktail. That'll be fun. It's the afternoon, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, great.
Okay, well, I'm going to take off, jump in my car, and I'll just head that way.
Okay, I'm just going to finish up here.
Okay,
and then
perfect.
I'll be on the way.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Me too. It'll be fun.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah.
Just
All right,
the two of us, two adults.
All right. I'll see you there.
Bye.
Hey, forgive me, man.
You can't make
Yeah.
Who ordered this pizza? Big
But it's always that song kind of it took a while to develop. It went through its iterations, but
got him.
yeah,
It's definitely the most different song that I would say that we do. It creates a different kind of atmosphere, which when people come to see our show, a lot of people will gravitate towards that song. But we'll also play gigs where like this song might not be the right song set. So it's like we kind of pick and choose for whatever.
But that won't be the last one like it though.
One of the benefits of that song too is if we shock people with a song like Furrow or Stay Free, and we go heavy on one of those, we'll shock some people in the crowd. But we do Road to Nowhere, we bring the entire crowd in. The whole crowd accepts it.
Everybody can join in and listen to that and like it.
Dance a little bit,
Yeah, with the fucking metalheads and the old heads.
It's a great song. It really is. It's great. Just like you say, that 70s feel, that vibe. I was there, man. Listen, I was just like, God dog, man, I'm loving this, man. Now, White Rabbit, which is my favorite. White Rabbit is my favorite song now, I must say. So the intro has me like, oh shit, this is gonna be great. And it has that vintage sound, and the drums are the foundation of this. The drums are the foundation of this song. I'm gonna say it one more time for you, my brother. The drums are the foundation.
One more time.
The drums are the foundation for the guitars, to build on, and then the vocals are like something back, like from the 60s, 70s or whatever, like that vibe. And so awesome. This is my favorite song. I love this song. Love this song. Tell me about this song.
So I got a really funny story about that real quick. When Brody was the one that was like had the idea to like cover that song, he's like, I think we do like a really good cover of this song.
Yeah.
And
We're all like, fuck that, man.
I had the idea playing it one day, and this dude starts playing that drum beat, and we were like, dude, that's sick. And he went, it's a cool song, and we were like, no, dude, that is a song. It's White Rabbit. And he went, what the fuck is White Rabbit?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not 100 years old. Like,
you never heard White Rabbit before? He's like, no. And we played it, and he was like, fuck that. I'm not playing that song. Fast track a few years, we're playing that song. He played that drumming behind it, and that we were all like, dude, that is so like inventive. Like that is just taking like that song that was like has been a hit and like just a classic for so long, and just breathing such a different life into that. Like, you nailed it, dude. Like he really just like when he played that drum beat, we were like, we gotta do that.
I thought I fucking had him. I was like, this is the shit. This is a fucking brand new tune. I fucking just put the slickest fucking shit on it, and then I heard the original. I was like, fuck.
we used to do it as like a cover that would be a melody, like a medley from Roads Nowhere into that song, and then we played it live at this place called the Ivy Room in Albany, over near Berkeley. And our producer came to see us before recording us. But we had no intention of recording that song whatsoever. It was just kind of a filler song. And then he saw us play that, and the very next day we went to the studio in Oakland to record. And he goes, "You guys got to record this song."
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Michael Rosen if you're watching.
Yeah.
And miss us.
I guess for me, like when I've been listening to that song ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And I've always
When he first tried acid.
When I first tried acid, I just that like dun 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 dun. I was like, that's kind of metal. That could be kind of a lot heavier. That could be a lot fucking heavier. And actually, I think I brought it up a couple times, but like I said, sometimes you got to be in the right place when you're developing something for it to get the same way.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I like how we kind of make it our own, but pay respect to Jefferson Airplane in their own right. But it's also I love playing that because just even though it's not ours, that riff, playing it on power chords, and then even like the chorus, I don't know if you call it the chorus, but
we turned into a punk rock chorus.
And also the verse, we're moving around a little bit more. If you listen to the original song, they're kind of staying on that F sharp, or not F sharp, it's F sharp for us, but they're staying on that chord. They don't move around on the verse.
We got our twist on it.
We put our own little twist to it.
And you made it your own. Yeah. You made it your own, and that's the greatness of it. You made it your own. And you want to take something like that and make it better, and you guys did, man. I'm trying. And
the acid trip of a guitar solo he does is always my favorite.
I have
still waiting on a cease and desist to fucking stop playing.
Dude, that song. Like I love playing all of our songs, but that was the one where, especially since it's like it's a psychedelic song,
right?
And I do a lot of like a lot of the sounds that I get. And going back to an earlier question, actually, but you kind of made me think about this, was like, a lot of sounds I think of don't come from music. Like I'm not a huge horror movie fan, but I'll be like watching a horror movie with somebody, and I'll like hear the soundtrack, and I'll hear these sounds, and I'm like,
Sonic.
Dude, that sounds like a phaser with something else. I'm like, oh, dude, that'd be sick in like a song or something.
Right.
Or I'll hear something like a waterfall. I'll be like, dude, I wonder if I can make my guitar sound like a waterfall or something to play with stuff. That song, I was like, dude, all hell, like whatever is like, I'm just letting everything loose here. Like, I want this to sound like it is absolute, like, some crazy shit, and I was able to that was the one song where I had to just explore all the sound. Like,
yeah, don't ever watch a movie with him because all he's going to talk about is fucking noises.
But those noises in the horror movies, man, they'll scare the shit out of you. That's what it is.
If you ever see him make them too, they do some crazy shit. That's kind of cool.
Indeed. And I've seen that. Yes, it's like damn, that's how they made that eerie ass, crazy ass sound. Go to sleep when I was young. Go to sleep and have a fucking nightmare. You know, I watched a film strip in you guys are too young for this, but I watched a film strip in middle school of Dracula. And I went to sleep later on that night and I fucking panicked. Next thing I know, I was up under my brother's bed hiding in shit because I had the worst fucking nightmare because I thought Dracula was coming to get me. And all I could hear was those fucking sounds, man. You know, the walking, him walk, you know, through the castle and shit. Man, in fact, I still can hear that shit. I might need some.
Traumatized.
Hey, you should see his fucking pedal board. He can make it sound like that. It's fucking this fucking big.
Yeah, dude, that is something that I would listen to and like we were writing a song and like it'll be like, dude, I need something that sounds like some like monster walking across.
Right.
No pun intended.
Nice.
Something walking across the floor, and I'll be like, and I'll sit there and I'll search for something to get like those deep footsteps, or like I said, or like that song. Like I wanted something that, like when the acid kicks in, like your brain just fires up, and you're like, dude, I am like on another planet right now. What is going on? So that one was, like I said, that was really cool to just have like complete freedom on that one. Like I didn't have, and I always like usually duck back. You know, like I always talk about like Wyatt being like, you know, the house that like, you know, he's like the heavy riff hitter in it. And I kind of like a lot of stuff that I do is like adding like, you know, the paint to the color on the outside of the house. Gotcha. And so I was able to like that one though. I was like, dude, I can just go wherever with this one. Like it's super fun for me on that.
No, great song. You guys did a great job. Now we're gonna end it with Greed Machine. so Greed Machine, it's coming in rugged immediately. You know, it's got an edge to it immediately, and it's like you guys are taking no prisoners. Melodic, but still has that rough edge to it, which I love. And you just talking that talk, man. You talking about the corporations and shit. You just going in on their ass and shit.
Yeah, we're talking that shit.
Unchecked capitalism.
Talking that shit.
Talking that talk. Yeah.
Originally, Rich had some song lyrics, and he showed them to me that he had written a long time ago, and he showed them to me, and I got a little inspiration from them. And I think you had the riff one time ago.
Yeah, I wrote.
Yeah, the na na na.
I wrote that. That was the one song I think that like I actually had kind of planned out before, but this is like when I first started like really writing songs. I just first moved to the Bay. I was actually working for Sennheiser at the time. You're probably familiar with them. And I was working in tech at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was
an engineer, by the way.
Yeah, and I was watching, but I was like watching the how the tech companies were like taking over the city,
right?
And there was so much good and negativity, and that like a lot of stuff I wrote and handed off to him was just like thinking about all the negativity that was bringing. Like it brought all this positive technological change, but I was watching like, you know, just like a working class, just, you know, being like almost killed off. Like, yeah, just totally ruined from just this corporate greed that of fast money, make the most money. How do I get more money out of this? And all these people that were like, you're going out for lunch or like you need work done on the building, and they're all getting screwed. And I was just, I was writing that along with trying to experiment with more ideas. And I came up with this whole song. And actually, I pitched this to like a previous version of the band, and no one liked it.
I liked it.
Brody did. And then when we had like this lineup here, Brody was like, "Hey, dude, maybe we should bring that song back." And I was like, "Oh, it didn't work out last time. Let's try it again." And then Josh got a hold of those lyrics and was like, "Oh, dude, there's something in here." And then the rest of the guys, like, you know, that's when kind of like it happens. We're like, here's the idea. I laid out the whole idea. Right. And then the rest of the guys over here went, well, how about we put it this way a little bit? How do we go this way a little bit with it? How do we go this way a little bit? Like, honestly, it wasn't like there wasn't huge changes in it. Mm-hmm. But like for the one song that like I think I wrote like, I don't know, 8 years ago, the 4 years later, all of a sudden become this and like have the music video playing in the background right now. Like it's a little more special to me in that sense, but like everyone else here really did such a great job, like kind of pulling it and going back to like White Rabbit, like just making it their own. And like, you know, I just kind of stepped back and been like, hey dude, I did like a lot of, I put a lot of that out there. Everyone else let me know like what needs to move around here now. And like,
it's my favorite song to play. It's just so active and it's heavy and melodic and rhythmic.
Like you said, the sound kind of creates like an imagery too, because the song's basically about like, you know, it's basically about the government trying to convince the people of the country that capitalism is good, but capitalism is unchecked and the people do not benefit from it. Right. And the sound kind of has like circusy vibe, like a chaotic circus, which you know, it just kind of speaks on its own.
I got that idea too from I was watching I was reading a interview from Larry Lalwtl from Primus, and in it he talked about he was talking about scales and he like was learning from I think he was learning from Paul Gilbert, and he said that he came in like for a lesson one day and Paul was playing something. He was like, "Oh, that's a really cool scale. What is that?" And Paul told him, "Well, I made it up." And he was like, "You could do this?" And Paul told him, like, "Yeah, as long as like everyone knows what notes you're playing, like you can play whatever you want." And he talked about how that made Primus because Les came up with all this crazy stuff all the time. And he was just like, "Oh, what are you playing? Cool. All right." He found it. And that song was like the start of like my experimentation with like, you know, and that kind of bled out into the band in general, where like take some scale or take something you've heard before, and then like how do you make that your own? How or what do we add to it, or like what can we change up? And we talk about that all the time. Like, what notes are you playing? I don't know what scale it is. Don't care. What are the notes? Sounds cool. Let's go with that. We'll work with that. And that kind of that's kind of a little, you know, nerdy musician talk in there to like, you know, get where the songwriting process happens.
Throw all the notes in there, and then some of them will be good, some of them will be bad.
It's a big fucked up salad of shit.
You're just doing work, man, and just being a creative. And once again, if you have the freedom to create, man, you're going to come up with great stuff. And you guys definitely have a great sound, great energy. Great, everything about it is good, and I really wouldn't, you know, the Lord doesn't lie, but I wouldn't lie to you, you know, honestly. You know, listening to it, feeling it, vibing it, getting into the music, I was just like, man, these guys are really talented guys. I mean, so I expect some big things from you. You know, keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing, man. It's going to be love. So my last question, as always, is what was the last song you listened to?
What was the last thing? Hold on. I can tell you my
personally or like collectively.
Well, all of you are there, so each one of you.
Well, we show up here listening.
You listened to Albie before I came here. I think I don't know if I shouted them out enough already, but yeah, I was listening to Albie before I came here. I don't remember what song I was listening to.
Oh, we were listening to we carpool. We were listening to "Toys in the Attic" by Aerosmith.
Yeah, Toys in the Attic, Aerosmith. Yeah.
That's the last thing we listened to.
Don't Look Back in Anger, Oasis, Rock and Roll Star, Oasis. What else? Wonderwall, Oasis. What else?
He was listening to all of them at the same time. He had 3 phones going, just playing everything at the same time.
Yeah, one phone was in my nose, the other 2 were in the.
Well, I always like to ask that question because you never know what we're listening to. People might have a certain thing like, oh, they're just listening to this. No, man, we listen to everything, man. I always say if the song is hot, it's hot. I know that's right. I'm looking forward to this show, man. I really am. So it'd be my first time.
Man. I want to hear how it goes.
Yeah, indeed. I'll have some video content and stuff, man. Definitely. I'm going to have a good time, man. I really, really am, man. But so the last thing, the floor is yours. Tell these people where they can check you out, listen to you, and all those good things, and talk to them.
Spotify, all the streaming devices, so all streaming platforms, Modern Monsters. Check us on our website, modernmonstersmusic.com.
Instagram.
Instagram, Modern Monsters Band.
I think it's
YouTube.
Modern Monsters Music on Instagram. Modern Monsters Band is the website.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not the music's the website.
Man, we don't know.
Just pop up first. Usually, if you Google Modern Monsters,
Just Google Modern Monsters.
We'll pop
It's gonna
up.
pop up.
yeah.
See our show dates and everything.
Your website will have all that info, and
If you want to write us a hateful email, you can find our email there too.
We don't believe in none of
We're playing in the Bay Area about 4 or 5 times between now and the new year.
yeah,
So,
if you're in the Bay Area, you know.
yes.
We're working out some tour dates right now up in the Northwest right now with On Off. So we're excited for that too. So
Shout out on off.
yeah, if everyone's keeping up on our socials, you can check the website. We're booking more and more stuff, and we're going back into Trident Studios to finish up this EP beginning of October, and hopefully releasing that. I don't know.
Or at least a single.
Yeah, at least a single within a month or two after that.
We're gonna have to do this again when we release this shit. So you got to hear the new stuff.
My guys, whenever you guys are ready, we're family now, man. Whenever you guys are ready to come on in,
You know, man, I want to catch you at a show one day.
I
But
know.
indeed. Listen, I want to be a part of all of that, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. So anytime you guys are ready to come back and do whatever you want to do, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Come on, man. We'll make it happen. And I honestly mean that, man. So it's love, man. And I thank you guys very, very, very much. I enjoyed this. I know I said I wanted to kind of compress it, whatever, but nah, this went beautiful.
Fuck it.
Hey man, we're cool, dude. Like if it's flowing, dude, just let it go.
That's
man.
the way it is,
We're
man. That's the way it is, man. No, so I really, really appreciate you guys. So ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, say thank you.
we're thinking of you, man.
Come on, man. Small thing to a giant, baby. Small thing to a giant. I really appreciate you guys, man. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is yours truly, the Lord, the big guy with the big show, Nelson, that is, from Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS network with 5 Royals Entertainment with these amazing guys, man. I always like to say, I'm comfortable in who I am. When you have some other handsome people around, I know how handsome I am. But these guys right here, you guys need to check them out. They're really, really dope, and you're going to enjoy everything that they do. Yes, indeed. Modern Monsters. All right. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys, man.
Time lies aside and watch you die. Nelson, that is. Quite shocking.
This is Danielle Weber, and you're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord. Nelson, that is.
Yes! First time, perfect. Perfect.
I nailed it. Even Alessandra's like, yeah, you did.
Right.